Hi, I'm Romi.
And I'm Nicole.
We are two businesswomen, two colleagues, two friends who had an idea and decided to do something with it. Over the past 2 years, we've built The Daily Drip, a media platform and community for the modern South Florida businesswoman.
From Palm Beach to South Beach, we've built an audience of thousands of local business owners, CEOs, founders, executives, and more. And we did it 100% organically.
Whether it's through our blog, weekly newsletter, social media, events, or even this podcast, our mission is to offer a daily drop of inspiration as you pursue your dreams.
People ask us all the time how we did it and why we did it. Join us as we bring you along our journey and the journeys of so many other incredible local businesswomen here on Her Pursuit. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Her Pursuit. And my name is Nicole. I am the co-founder of The Daily Drip, here with my partner in crime, Romi Wallach. And today we are having a special conversation with one of our Daily Drip community partners. We have Robin Dimond here, who is the founder of Fifth Cor. And we are so grateful and happy to have you as one of our community partners, Robin.
I'm so happy to be here, actually. So the honor is mine.
Yeah. So we like to give an episode and some time to have conversation to kind of introduce you to our community, let them know who you are, what you do, and let them into our brain and why we were so excited to strategically align with you. So why don't you kick us off and tell us, what is Fifth Cor? Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds need to know. I'm going to start with the name because I think the name is really what has meaning. So fifth represents the five senses. So we believe that marketing and innovation should be all your senses should be touched. And that was something that was marketing somehow. I don't know what happened in the world, but it became this like one sheet sterile piece of paper. And it's really not that. It should be touching all your senses. It should embody who you are as a person and bring out emotion. And then core is actually Latin for heart, and it is the root word of courage.
I just want you to know that the way you explain it resonates so strong that like I could tell people like what the title, the name is about, because I love it. I think it's amazing.
I love that. And when people don't know, they're like, I don't understand where the heck you got these words from. And I'm like, core is you need all the courage and all the heart you can go into it. And so everything we do represents who we are. What we say yes to, what we say no to, it is our heartbeat. And so fifth, all the five senses, and then core, heart, everything that holds a person together.
What a perfect name and brand identity, especially today where everything is so experiential, right? It's all about the experience you're creating. Is it documentable? Is it something people will post? Is it something that's going to rock them to their core and be life-changing that they're going to go run and tell people
See what
about?
you did there? To their core.
Oh my God.
I mean,
yeah, I like it. Okay, so awesome. So talk to us about like the services that you guys offer and how you approach marketing in a different way, all the way down to your brand identity.
Okay, so we have Fifth Cor, which is the name, but then it's marketing and innovation. So you talked about experiential. Innovation is just experiential. So people get a little bit scared about augmented reality, but it's what you're using in an app. If you ever play Pokemon Go, you're using augmented reality. And so I have to say it.
This because you know about Sebastian.
I have to say this. Shout out to Sebastian, my future business partner, because it is one of those things. It's so everyone's so scared of it, or they hear about AI and they think it's like robots taking over the world, and it's really not, because we all use ChatGPT. And if you're not cheating, you're not trying. So innovation is just thinking outside the box, and it is about that experience. And then marketing is what we do, and you can't do one without the other now. You just said everything has to be Instagrammable, documentation. You look at an events that you guys do, and there has to be something that grips people. And so bringing them together made sense. Don't think of the tech part of it. Think about the legacy part of it. Think about how it is going to be documented, how it's going to change your brand that way. And now with social media, augmented reality is there. And people are like, I've never used augmented reality. I'm like, have you used a filter on your Instagram?
Oh my gosh. So let's define it. Can you talk to us about what some of the innovation and augmented reality tools that are commonplace that people don't even realize they're using every day?
I think everyone imagines like you wearing the goggles. Like in your article graphic, right? Yeah. Like everyone's standing there like walking through an alternative universe.
So that's VR. So I love that you asked this question, because everyone will be like, I'm like, we do augmented reality. They're like, I love AI. I'm like, that's artificial intelligence. So I love, because it's automatically, I have been on stage and people will say it right away. And I'm like, no. And they're like, yeah. Like, well, you put the whole Oculus headset. I'm like, no, that's virtual reality. So let me me explain the differences because I think that's super important. Augmented reality is you can still see life through it. You do not need to wear a headset. There's Apple Vision Pro, there's Magic Leap headset, there's all the things, but there's also QR codes that pop out in an experience, and that's it. So I don't need to put anything on my face. It is augmenting your reality. So for everybody who's like, I still don't get it, Robin. Okay, cool. Let me tell you this. Turn on your Instagram, turn your camera around, pick a filter. Augmented reality. You're still seeing your face. It's just augmented into something different. If you've ever become a puppy, you're not really a puppy. It's an augmented part of your reality. And so there's those things that are coming into life. If you played Pokemon Go, all of that. If you're using artificial intelligence, we all use it now, and especially because there is no SEO. Google made that announcement. It is GEO now, so generative engine optimization. So you do need to be writing, leveraging AI. AI it's someone said, I would never use AI. And I'm like, do you drive a car? Because like you're acting like it's like something, we've all had these huge, the printing press changed the world of like forever of how we got news. Cars made us get to work faster. All AI is doing is helping you do your job better. It's not replacing you unless you let it. So we bring those things in. Synthetic video. There are all these companies out there of people wanting to. So I can take a picture of Nicole and I can put AI, leveraging AI, so she can tell a story about why she did the daily drip, why she did, so she can be long gone on a beach, not dead, long gone on a beach.
That's a problem.
Hold, please. Doing something, and we have this synthetic video that captures. We have a company who's 102 years old. Well, we can actually take old photos of grandparents and quotes that they said and put them together so their mouth moves, and it looks like they come to life. What a great training experience for your team instead of opening a manual and doing that. So that is the part of our business, but we can leverage that into social media, press, blog content, going viral with that. And that is what Fifth Cor is about. It's about ultimate experience.
I love that. And so you mentioned training materials. That's such a good idea and such a clever way to really enhance the experience and create experience. I think today in marketing, that is the game. How are you creating experience for prospects, for clients, for members, for your team, so that they walk away feeling something, some kind of connection to the brand or what it is that you do? How do you tie this into your services now? So like, I got to imagine as the marketing side of your firm, there's the traditional services that we all have come to know, love, and trust and buy. Like everyone needs a website, everyone needs social media management, and these certain core functions today to be in business. So how do you tie in the innovation side?
So it's bringing the experience together. So we talk about, there's an event that is happening tomorrow. I don't know if you know about it, but an experience. So we could actually put a QR code at different locations. And so you get a different one. You get a wine tasting or a cocktail tasting. You get to see who sponsored it. So now everyone's taking a screenshot of it and they're sharing it on social media. So we're helping brands come to life by getting these experiences. So it is all tying in together. It's going to this one location. And like I said, use the Pokemon Go. They were a little bit more advanced than us, but I remember living in New York and people running around and doing that. And so we're tying those marketable experiences together for brands and bringing them to life. So when it's content creation days, your brain, you sit in front of a microphone or you sit in front of your cell phone, you're like, say something cool, Robin. And you got nothing. And so we come up with these experiences that you can talk about that we'll be able to bring into those content and then make your brand come to life in that.
So let's talk about who your clients are. Who is the perfect client for Fifth Cor?
I love this question because everyone thinks it's a number. So I want to like nip that rumor in the bud real quick. The perfect client for us is somebody who's ready to experience, to do something that they haven't done.
So they have to be open to innovation is the key.
Yes, they have to be. Why hire us? And I'll get people, we've always done it this way, so we're going to keep doing it. I'm like, whoa, you brought us in. That's like me bringing in an accounting expert and be like, no, I've always not paid my taxes. Right. No, we're going to start doing that. And so you bring in somebody to do it, you're going to have to think outside the box. So our perfect client is a mindset person, not a financial. I can fit into a startup budget all the way up to private equity if you're ready to sell. We have a couple we have a company that Goldman Sachs backs. We can do your whole entire portfolio. We can look at your numbers. We can do a deep dive into that. I can put together a roadmap so you can have an exit strategy in 2 years. We can absolutely do that. We can also help a startup company. It's the mindset of how you want to change your business. That's our perfect client. I need to say that.
I love that. And so what really attracted Romi and I to Fifth Cor, besides Robin being at the helm, who's been such a good friend of ours. But what really attracted us to Fifth Cor was a post you guys made about a specific service that you guys call content creation days. And I'll never forget, I was home, it was in the evening, I'm scrolling, and I see this post, and you talked about getting up to 90 days worth of content in a 3-hour session, and we will come to you. And you had this great reel where you did like this montage of being at a client, I'm assuming one of your clients, and it was just like an entire crew there and setting it up. And I thought, this is it. Because, you know, for us working with so many business owners and so many people in the Daily Drip, we have been really good about teaching how to show up more effectively in digital, how to have a social media presence, how to be consistent on social media. But even though we teach how and we talk strategy and tactics, it doesn't mean it actually will happen. And that's because everybody's so busy running the business that who has time to create content? And this is kind of what's happened in the 21st century business is like, if you're a business owner, you're a content creator. No matter what business you're in the media business. Like everybody has to have a media arm now. And, you know, some people just aren't wired that way. Like if you're an attorney or you're a financial advisor, like that's just not how you're wired. So now you've got to show up digitally and create content. And you take the tutorials, you do the courses, you watch the YouTube videos, you try yourself and you cringe while doing it and you give up. But I saw this post and I gotta, is that something that you've always been doing, content creation days? How did you create this service? Because to me, it's genius.
No, it's not something we've always been doing. And thank you for it. And I do remember you do. Okay, so for everybody who is listening, I do need to say I tried to be part of this group for a while. I slid so hard into their DMs. It looked like I had a major crush, and I still do. So it's not just a friendship. I knew that this was a group of people set aside, business owners who really pulled together, and I wanted to be a part of it in any single way. So when Nicole texted me that evening, I fangirled for a hot second and then pulled myself together, and I was like, yeah, it's something we do. It came from business owners. They were literally like, I don't have time to stop what I'm doing and do this. And I was like, wait, why are you not batching this? And what I mean by batching is I don't mean like doing it all at once and it's boring and it's stale. What we do is we started going to see business owners, and it is one of those montages of a business owner. And we came up there and we come during non-business hours because that's, your brain is stressed during that time. That's not the time to capture something in the moment. So we help you figure out what the in the moment moments are where you don't feel the pressure.
That in and of itself, like for anybody listening, do you know what your in the moment moments are of your business? Like Rome, like what are hours? Like hours are podcasting,
Yeah,
right? Hours
right
are events. Hours are Zoom meetings or virtual masterminds and things. But like, what are some of the clients that you work with? What are their in the moment moments, or what are their businesses or industries?
So for you, it's a little bit different. So I have trolled you and Romi to an event and come and taken pictures. It's the things when you're laughing and you're talking, and I get this behind the scenes, or it's when Romi was at the beach and I took a shot of both of you guys, and it's that person who's seeing your business outside of it.
Ooh.
And so that's what we do for business owners. So we have a plastic surgeon. When they're in the moment and they're just doing amazing things and you're like, holy crap, you did 8 years of school for this. You're not thinking about that because they get nervous in front of it, but it's their everyday life. And so we break up these moments. We write out what we're going to cover, all the angles that we're going to get, all the shots that we're going to get. And we tell them, don't worry. You don't need to speak on camera because not everyone's ready for it. Let's get B-roll of you laughing. Let's ask you dumb questions like, what's your name? Or, what's your 6th grade locker combination? So people are so thrown off. And then we start getting them to like loosen up, and we'll start capturing all of those things, and we're splicing it together. And so, yeah, in 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours, we capture 90 days worth of content. And so guess what? You go on and you do life, and then you're like, oh, I want to spike this in, or I want to talk about this, or we can obviously do extra content. But when you're not on that hamster wheel of, I have to post tomorrow, or here I am live again, it really takes that business owner pressure off. And I have to use the example for myself because I used to cut my own grass, and I'm trying to squeeze it in because you're trying to do everything. I'm trying to fertilize. I'm trying to think outside the bit. And I'm like, why wouldn't I hire an expert to come in and do those things that I don't see? And so that is where content creation came from. It's let's capture all of it. Let's help you write a script. Let's help you change your hair, your outfit, because you're not thinking about that. So I don't want you to be wearing the same outfit. I'm going to tell you exactly what to wear, how to change. We're going to do your hair differently. Someone's going to be picking things apart because that's important. We actually had someone injecting, and I literally was like, hold please. And I moved her hair. Well, that's not going to be natural in there. We get the lighting that's good. We get the angles. We get them explaining it. I'm like, you're not on video, so just explain it like you're not. Her not on video explanation was so great that we were able to use it for content for like YouTube and all of it.
Wow.
I think what makes this such and to me, like now, obvious and meaningful, like synergy is we're teaching how to do. Like that's a big part of what we do at the Daily Drip. So when they're coming to you, they have such a better sense of what they want to show up, like how they want to show up, but they don't have the bandwidth, the time, the expertise to execute it. So it's like we've gotten them all ready. They see it, and then you're there to really like just take it to that next level and execute it for them. And I think it's like invaluable. I'm overwhelmed.
I think it's just our community of Daily Drip business leaders are much more educated consumers for your services now, because these are business owners that at least understand we live in a hybrid marketplace now, hybrid world. So I have to have a digital presence of some kind. They're understanding now that the face is more powerful than the logo. Mm-hmm. They have to show up. It can't just be the corporate brand initiatives, the corporate marketing initiatives. Hell, the Daily Drip is an example of that. Romi and my face and Romi and Nicole has been the face of the Daily Drip and has been a big part of what has propelled this. So I think, our community was really hungry and excited once they got it. Then the problem shifted and it became, I don't know lighting.
Right.
I don't know how to edit video.
Captions
and
hashtags,
reels
like
and do trending content. I don't know how to create good content. That's not my skill. That's not my expertise. I know what I do. I know why I do it. I know what I'm passionate about. I know all these things, but I don't know how to translate that. It's almost like a whole new form of communication now to be able to show up digitally in a high impact way that inspires and converts. It is communicating something to people about who you are, what you stand for, why you're different than other people who do what you do, and like really inject some personality. And I love what you said about looking at their business from the outside, because isn't every prospect, isn't every consumer, isn't every potential strategic partner looking at you from the outside in? So you almost kind of need that expert to be able to be that representative for your business, for you, and help you show up in a way that's communicating to those people that are watching. And so, I just absolutely loved when I saw Content Creation Days. I was like, holy...
She was blowing up my phone. You blew up her.
I'm
She
going to
blew up
curse.
me.
We curse on this episode, but I was like, holy shit. This girl is genius. This is literally the solution to the problem. So I reached out to you, as you said, and I'm just so excited to share on this episode with everybody the nature of Fifth Cor and the Daily Drips community partnership, which is we wanted to be able to bring Content Creation Days to our members and be able to help them do their homework a little easier. It's like social media's the homework assignment we all didn't know we were going to get.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's the thing we procrastinate and we put off and we put off. And so Romi and I were very ambitious in the sense that we wanted to teach them how, then we wanted to help them do their homework more efficiently and effectively. But in true Romi and Nicole fashion, we also wanted to make it fun.
Yeah.
Like, dare to make content creation fun.
It doesn't have to feel like a dentist appointment.
Yeah, like a creative, fun outlet. So talk to us about what are the content creation days you've planned for the Daily Drip and what can people expect?
So we do research before. So this is kind of like our pre-dating you. So
Okay.
we are going to find out your favorite food. Why do we need to know that? We're going to find out what colors work for you. And I need to tell you why. Because if pink is not your color, don't show up on that day wearing pink because you're not going to feel comfortable. So we ask you all of these things. If you are a financial advisor, then be serious. I don't need you doing a TikTok dance. And people are like, I can't do a TikTok dance. I'm like, nobody wants you to. I don't want you to. Nobody wants you to.
Nobody wants to see
You
that.
do you. If you show up, and I give an example because I wore something that everyone has made fun of me, and they're like, please change this. And I wore something that I thought I was supposed to wear in a headshot, and I was so uncomfortable. You can
Right.
see it. And so for you, we're going to say, okay, what is your style? If you wear tennis shoes everywhere you go, wear tennis shoes and let's talk about it. If you're active and exciting on it, great. If you want to have your kids and talk about them, then talk about that part of your business. We have a doctor holding his daughter. It's the best post he's ever done. Not his years of practice, not any of those things. It's because he's holding his daughter. And I'm like, yeah, we got to see the softer side of you. Now I trust you if I have to go into surgery because I know
Right.
you have a family. And so we sit there and we'll go through those things with you. We're going to sit there and talk about what's your style? What kind of things do you like? If a brand could represent you, who would that brand be? Are you Chanel or are you Abercrombie? Like, what are you? And you're figuring it out. And then we put together a strategy. So we sit there and say, hey, these are the content pillars we're going to fill with you. Why do we need those? Because we need to break it up. We're going to get these kind of shots with you so that you can use them. Don't worry, there's going to be B-roll that we can put music over, so it doesn't matter what you're saying in there. You could just be saying swear words up and down. It doesn't matter. Sometimes we can read your mouth, but we can do something to it. So we walk you through all of those content ways. Then we ask you interview questions that you want to be asked, though. And we say, okay, go off script if you need to. There doesn't need to be a super script. The more natural you are, the better it's going to be. And we're going to give you time to break, because the worst is when you're sitting there and you feel like you're in an interrogation room. That's not how it is. Someone will be like, okay, go get water. Go switch outfits. Or, hey, let me fix your hair. Because we have to get that for people, and it breaks it up in the content. So we plan all those things out. We sit down with you and give you that plan, and then we go for the content creation days to say that. And you're going to be rotating. So, you get a break. Because have you ever gone to pictures? It's like glamour shots you used to go, and you're like, and the first ones are horrible. And so we know that. So we're going to get a bunch. And we do tell you you're only going to get a certain amount, but we give you everything. So that's a difference from us, too. You get the raw footage, because the raw footage might be something that you're laughing. We just did an event, and I'm hugging you. And I want that tiny bit of raw footage because it's the most real that we ever did the whole time. And so that's what we give you. It might be the blooper stuff, but the blooper
Right.
stuff works,
Ooh, I
too.
love it.
Right. So wait, so in a content creation day, there's stuff that happens, there's pre-work before the session.
Oh, yeah.
So there's going to be strategic planning where you're going to get to know them, understand what their goals are, understand what they want to get out of the content, what their goals are for the content, and put their game plan together. Then they're going to go to this studio session,
Yep.
The content creation day, where they're going to get photos and video.
Photos and video. And it's going to be a lot more than we say we give you. I have to say that because we do give you all of it, but we're going to edit it for you, and we're going to put it together, and then you can go ahead and use it on your social media however you want. What we try to say is that you'd be posting 2 to 3 times a week for 90 days. That's how much content you walk away with. Now,
That's
some
awesome.
people are very creative, and they can come up with a lot more from it because they'll throw in different clips. But that's why we have you change. That's why we have you do different things.
So how long will the Daily Drip content creation day sessions be?
We have different packages, right?
Right, yeah.
I think there's like a 4-hour one, and then there's like a 6-hour one or something.
Yeah, something like that. I think we even have a micro one. We have
we have
a 2-hour
Yeah, we have a
one.
2-hour one. And so we try to make it,
Yeah, 30, 60, or 90 days of content.
Yep. and you'll get your content. And however creative you are, understand that you can do so much with it. And we're going to teach you too. This is not a thing where we turn you and say, go ahead. My accountant explains things to me. Now I keep her employed because I don't want to learn all of those things. And it's easier to just do this. And it's great. It's a stress off your plate.
So let me ask you something. If a Daily Drip member came to a content creation day, had a riot, is so happy with their assets, and that you give them that now they have to go and post, is there a complimentary service that you guys offer? What if they don't have a social media person or a VA, or what if they're kind of DIYing this? Do you have something to offer
We have a whole
them?
team who will write your content calendar, post your content, answer the questions for you as you. And I have to say this too, because everyone's always like, oh my gosh, you respond so quickly on LinkedIn. It's not me. It is not me. And Anna, thank God for Anna right now. She's the one who's leading it in her team, but they're answering questions because I have 27,000 connections. I could never answer all your questions on LinkedIn, and that's just
Right.
one platform. So my team will go in, they'll answer your questions as you. They'll post it, they'll write the copy, they'll write the hashtags, they'll look at a geolocation. They'll know, hey, Instagram went down yesterday. We had 15 different accounts. We're going to post this to this. So we actually will provide the service, and then we'll do the reporting to you as well.
That is
That's
so
huge.
awesome. Well, we're just so excited to have you be a part of our ecosystem, a part of our sphere of resources that we
Part
can
of our
offer.
Lives.
Yeah, part of our lives too.
I asked for this
Yeah.
so long.
No, we're just so excited and in such a special way because I think we've done such a good job with some of our other community partners of teaching the how, of creating this great community for business leaders to come together and kind of figure out their digital presence together, become thought leaders together. But there's been this missing gap, and we're just so happy that you can help us fill it. And so for all of you listening, we're really excited to announce that in fall 2024, we're going to be launching Content Creation Days with Robin and her team at Fifth Cor, where you can book a session and get all your homework done. And it's going to be fun.
I'm super excited about it. I think it's going to be amazing. I think everyone's going to love it. You've taught the how. Now we're ready to roll up our sleeves together and do the do.
That's awesome. So stay tuned for details on our first Content Creation Day. Make sure you're following us on the Daily Drip Official on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. If you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribing at thedailydrip.com so that you can be the first to know when Content Creation Days rolls out and sign up for your session, get your homework done. And it's going to be fun. So thank you, Robin, for being
Thank
on
you.
this episode and taking the time to explain all that you do, why you do it, how you do it, and thank you for being part of the Daily Drip.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, everybody. We'll see you back here on another episode of Her Pursuit.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Her Pursuit. You can catch a new episode every other Wednesday. Please don't forget to subscribe or follow so that you don't miss out on any of the good stuff.
We love bringing you free content and value to help inspire and motivate you. So if you enjoyed this episode, throw us a thumbs up, leave us a rating, a review, and send this to a friend who you think would enjoy it. Your support is so important to us, and we wouldn't be able to do any of this without you. So thanks for listening. Talk to you in 2 weeks.